It's the ultimate cringe, and I'm curious
Okay.
how you would get your way out of it.
Okay.
Starting with this one, that time
Okay.
that Paris Hilton kissed a pregnant woman's belly, but
Okay.
she wasn't actually
no.
pregnant.
Wait. So the context here is that this woman is not pregnant, but she's trying to kiss the baby.
Yes.
Yep.
Nothing can be done. Next. No. No. Oh gosh, what would I do? Well, first off, this is not a situation in which I'd put myself. The question that I would actually ask here is like, how did you wind up bending over to kiss the stomach of someone who you do not know? So this would be one where it's like, don't try to get yourself out of this situation. Focus on the things that got you into that situation and stop doing that.
Make sure it never happens again. What would you do as the woman?
As the woman? Okay, so there are moments in our lives where people are going to offend us without intending to. And I think what you generally want to do in those moments is read the positive intent as best you possibly can. Like it's all right if your feelings are hurt or you're bothered by it, but in these moments where people are generally trying to be complimentary or do their best, if you can give them the grace of saying, laughing it off, or that tends to help both people with the awkward situation. It really is in this woman's hands whether or not this becomes awkward at this point.
Yeah, I think I think the worst thing you can do is get offended and get really upset.
Uh-huh.
Or I mean, you kind of just have to laugh about yourself, I guess, right? I mean, what do you think, Iman?
I mean, it's like a. At that point, I'm like a massive celebrity is kissing my stomach. It's a great story I can leave with. No matter what, it's a good perspective. It's like Warren Buffett coming to you and being like kissing your stomach and being like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm pregnant or I'm not pregnant, but hey, Warren Buffett just kissed my stomach.
This next one here, really uncomfortable. I'm curious what you think of this one.
For tonight, UWS and CSS will meet in men's soccer. Last time they played, they tied 1-1. So hopefully they don't tie again because no one likes ties.
Winner.
Yeah, always want to win. I mean, I like both ties, but
So you got a new one.
yeah, it's
You look like a birthday present and all that.
Thank you. So you want to open me? Find out what's in?
It's cold and I don't know. I guess no comment.
I think it's just best we go. We'll be right back.
Their chemistry is incredible.
Yeah, I was going to say, look, that guy is being a little awkward. I think these are situations where you do your fellow co-host and human a solid by playing along with it. Like there were these moments where Ben and I would be out. We'd go out, we'd talk to a girl, and somebody would try something or a joke that just absolutely crash and burned. But what a good friend does in those situations is they laugh for the group. They make it okay what you said, and this co-host just absolutely hung him out to dry there. So if I had to point at something, I would say in this isolated instance, I think the other dude could have done him a solid and just yes-anded. Absolutely can't wait. After the break, we'll get to that and let it slide. And so unless there's like some latent animosity between these guys and he's just had it with his awkwardness, I'm actually putting this one on the co-host.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want to revenge someone, like a moment like this comes, you're just like, oh my God, I'm going in for the kill.
Dude, being a wingman, a good wingman is such an art. And it's exactly like knowing when to roast each other, when to support each other, when to lift each other up. Like, it is a science. And if you don't understand that, dude, it is the worst thing to go with somebody that does not understand the cues.
I'm curious what rating you would give, or even coaching you would give Elon. Like he is collecting moments where he could be really cool, but it's like almost cool. But I don't know. It's like something is just off. Like what do you see? Like he was wearing the clothes in theory, right? He does the jump, he loses it. Like what do you see?
Yeah, so Elon's one of the least charismatic people alive, I think. When I was breaking down what charisma is, I was thinking, okay, who are the people that are widely liked but don't have charisma? And I came up basically with you have wealthy, intelligent men, you have beautiful men, and then you have beautiful women. And those were people that I sort of excluded. Like, if you're not these things, but you're likable, that is generally charisma. But the poster boy for a very widely, at the time, liked person that didn't have charisma was Elon. I mean, if you just copy his social skills, things will go abysmally for you. What is fascinating is that he's been able to overcome that. I don't actually think with wealth. I think with the size of his ambition and the type of projects that he's picked on and the ways that he's quadrupled down on them, that has made him the person that people have wanted to work for and be around for so many years.
Like what is getting in the way of his charisma?
I mean, genuinely, I think it's like he's on the spectrum, and autism? I think it is I think autism and a relentless focus on earning more money, and the fact that he probably already has a child with like Amber Heard, who is one of the most beautiful women in the world, and he is not focused on social skills as a limiting choke point for attaining his goals, would be my guess.
Yo, did you see can you go back to that video and you see when his friend handed him the chainsaw?
Oh, it's not his friend. It's actually the president of Argentina.
I didn't even see that. Good. But if you notice that moment, you literally will notice it's the awkwardness getting transferred over. Watch this. And watch what he does. It's like they're passing on. He had no idea what to do, and then he had to use it like, I'm just gonna copy Elon.
Oh God. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he's also. I think he's also a wild character. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's also.
That's hilarious.
A little special.
And I should say, I mean, we actually, I didn't intend for this, but we'll have people who are on the spectrum watch our videos and say that they get a lot of value from it because it does breaks it down into followable rules. I think the bigger thing is that Elon is not putting any effort into his social skills. I think someone who probably is maybe not identical. I think Zuckerberg has worked a bit harder to develop more of his charismatic side. I don't think that he's gone full-fledged into like A-list actor territory or amazing storyteller. But if you look at him 8 years ago, he was way, way more difficult. It was more challenging for him to communicate clearly, and he has definitely had coaches.
Yeah. He's slowly integrating into the human realm from the lizard people. What do you do? Like this is another type of cringe that I found. Is when jokes just go over your head. Like I think it's a special type of cringe. Let's have a look at this one.
What's something people don't know about you?
I'm a deeply closeted gay guy.
No kidding.
Well, I'm not coming out though.
Wait a minute. What are you revealing here today?
I'm not revealing anything. I'm saying I'm deeply closeted.
Well, that means you're gay.
Well, I wouldn't say that. Why would I say that? I'm deeply closeted.
No, but that means you're very, very gay, but you don't want to come out. You're so closeted.
That I refuse to say I'm gay.
Right.
Exactly.
But doesn't that mean you're gay?
Hey, easy, buddy.
What is happening here? Is he like it looks like what's his name? Larry King? Like is like super excited, like, oh my God, is he coming out? Is he wait. What is happening here?
He's coming out of my show.
I think perhaps because there did seem to see some genuine surprise on his face, but I think he caught the bit and then started playing the straight man pretty shortly after. My guess is that Larry King is not that dense that he's talking to Norm Macdonald and he's gonna miss the tags 4 times.
Yeah, absolutely. You mentioned earlier people with autism watch your videos and get a lot from it. Have you watched Autism? No, wait.
Love on the Spectrum.
Love on the Spectrum. Not Autism.
Oh my God.
Autism on the Spectrum is a different show, but Love on the Spectrum.
Yeah, I devour it. I love that show. It's amazing.
What are you learning through that? Because I have, before we get into it, there's a clip from one of the guys, and it is the most, it's one of the most wholesome things I've seen in a long time. And I'm like, we can all learn from this guy. Like, how can I get some of that?
With a Minecraft movie right now.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Luckily, I have insane ninja kung fu powers, which means I can come through these doors, and I'm gonna see you right now when I come through these doors.
Have you seen him before?
I'm happy to finally meet you.
I've seen clips of him, like on reels.
Jack, I'm happy to finally meet you. Hey, Jack, this is Liz, my younger sister.
Great to meet you.
Liz, I'm so glad we're finally meeting you, Jack. Hey, you're here. Oh my gosh, I can't. I'm finally meeting you, yeah. And Jack, look, that's my mom is thinking.
I mean, we can just keep watching this, but like,
Yeah.
the guy gets so close. I think
Yes,
it's one of the
yes.
things that some people, for some reason, we have different
Space bubbles, yeah.
Yeah, space bubbles. And this guy, his space bubble is burst. He doesn't have a space bubble. And so, and I think Jack Black, he beautifully handles this situation where he's not backing off. He's not like looking at the audience like, what is happening? But no, he's just like receiving him with open arms, and he's full of love, and he continues to lean in. And I'm like, there's something we can learn from this here.
Yes, I mean the thing that Tanner has that is beautiful is he's got no limiter on his desire to connect and share love with people. Like there is no sense of I'm crossing a boundary here, which is beautiful. And I think a lot of people would benefit from loosening the part of themselves that says, I can't be that effusive, I can't be that open, I can't be that loving. It would get better. Not that it matters for Tanner's case, but yeah, the extreme closeness that he has where he's about to like kiss him or brush up against his cheek, I do think would be one thing that he maybe could learn to adjust. And in terms of Jack Black, I actually watched this and I was like, yeah, you can see by the end of this, he's starting to get a little bit uncomfortable with the space, but he handles it well. He understands that he understands what's going on with Tanner, and I think he handles it gracefully.
Yeah. You got any other favorites from the show?
So many, man. There was a guy who was just a guest. He's on season 3, episode 2, and he goes on a date with one of the main girls. And I was watching it with my girlfriend, and we were both just like, oh, that's how I feel on the inside. He's just doing it on the outside. So he's in a loud restaurant, and he's like hunched over, and he wants to put on his earphones because it's too loud, and he's overstimulated. And I was like, I've been there. I've been in that zone where I'm hyper overstimulated, except whatever neurological differences between he and I is he's just not going to pretend that that's not what he's feeling. And instead I'm like, okay, buckle down, act cool, fake it till you make it, exude confidence. And he's just huddled up. I was like, I have absolutely felt that. And I, in one sense, though I'm grateful that that's not going on inside of me neurologically, I admire the courage or just like the inability to fake what you're experiencing. I think that one of the things that is really amazing about people with autism is that they struggle to fake their experience, and the rest of us are experts at it. We're so good at smiling when we don't feel good or acting unhurt when we are. And I was just like, that's part of what I love about the show is how authentic they are and sincere. I find it very endearing.
Dude, there was this one clip, and it's like melted my heart, dude. He was walking away to go to the bathroom, and immediately he was like, oh, she's the one. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? And he was just so happy. And it's like, you really think about it, it's like, how many times do you feel that way after a date, or you meet somebody you really like and you're just connecting with them and you feel that, but you're like, I can't tell them. I gotta be cool. If I tell them, they're gonna run away, or they're gonna push, and you're just constantly, and they're literally living a life where they're just happy. They're just they're feeling the feelings. I'm sad, I'm happy, I'm mad, I'm annoyed, and I'm just gonna embrace every emotion in that moment, and then just be, like you said, authentically yourself. But that moment was so wholesome. Like, I wish more people just did that. Hey, I had a great time. I really loved being with you and spending this, and not being afraid of being rejected or being hurt. I think you're spot on. It definitely is. It shows like a different place, like, of how we can show up as humans. But
yeah, there's a thing that happens that I know that people with autism struggle with, and I think his name is Connor, has experienced, which is when you are utterly transparent about your feelings. We all learned sometime in middle school that it doesn't go well, right? You will be overly exuberant, and people will withdraw from you. You will declare your burning love for that, 7th grader, and she will not want to date you. And so we learn that there's that it is better to withhold aspects of ourselves so we can more carefully manage social situations. And there's definitely a fair amount of that in the stuff that I've taught in Charisma on Command. I think maturity is coming back full circle with an ability that is like, look, I'm not a child. I don't have to fart every time that I feel some indigestion or burp in people's faces. Like I have an ability to withhold myself, but also I'm not beholden to the patterns that I developed in middle school where I like can't declare that I like people. Like I can feel it, express it, receive back if you are into it or not, and move forward. Those tend to be the people that are the freest, eventually the most popular. They get what they want way more often because they're willing to extend themselves far more than people who haven't gotten past that middle school pain of rejection that sort of just replays every time that they're in a social scenario.